Hi, everybody. Welcome to Pack at the Track. Dan Illman along with Harvey Pack. It's the final edition of Pack at the Track for the 2017 Saratoga meet. Harvey, 5-horse fields in the 2 big grade 1s on Saturday. We're going to do something a little different in this week's edition of Pack at the Track. We're going to try the late pick 4.
I like that idea. Instead of failing in the double, we'll fail in the pick 4, which gives us twice as many chances to fail. And the good news is, this is it. We don't have to apologize next week.
But that's
you got
why,
it or you don't get it.
But Harvey, that's why I'm going to hit it this week, because I can't come back to the applause of all the fans. That's the way it's going to be. It's been a really fantastic meet at Saratoga. Simply, the weather's been great. We've had some nice performances in the major races. And listen, the Woodward may not be a very appetizing race with a heavy favorite, but you've got a star and gun runner and a decent enough supporting cast on Saturday.
Oh, there's no question about that. And it's a great race, and he could lose. It's not impossible, and I wouldn't bet against it, but it's not impossible. Nothing is ever impossible at Saratoga. We did have the misfortune of seeing the final performance of a wonderful filly.
Certainly, Songbird, she gave everything in that race. The personal ensign last Saturday, she was beaten by Dallas Stewart's mare down at the end of the race. No excuses for Songbird. She went to the lead. She had everything her own way. She came back into that race with an injury. She's been retired. She really had a sensational career. She only lost twice. Once, of course, by a nose to Beholder in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, and last Saturday. You got to think that she's going to end up across the street from Saratoga in the Hall of Fame one of these days.
I would imagine she would. I felt very badly that she lost last week, but you can almost see it in the stretch. When Mike asked her, there was not enough there. There really wasn't.
Champion 2-year-old filly, of course, champion 3-year-old filly. Started out 2017 with a win in the Ogden Phipps off the layoff on Belmont Stakes Day, then struggled a little bit when winning the Delaware Handicap as a heavy favorite, but a really remarkable career for Songbird, who traveled all across the country for Jerry Hollendorfer. Hollendorfer picked some really nice spots for her, but when she was tested, she responded. That's
true. But with her pedigree, I think she'll be great as a broodmare. I really do.
By Medaglia d'Oro, who not only, of course, sired Songbird, but a pretty good filly in her own right, and Rachel Alexandra, who I believe won the Woodward.
That's correct. Won about everything. Is she in the Hall of Fame? Any minute.
I think she's either in the Hall of Fame or any
minute.
Or any minute. I'm assuming her and her eternal rival Zenyatta will be staring at each other with their plaques in the Hall of Fame. This year's Woodward, who knows? Maybe gun runner if he continues down the road. He'll be on his way. He's won 9 races, $5.2 million in the bank right now. That'll be the third leg of the pick 4 we'll discuss. We start with the Saranac, race number 9, Harvey, and I guess this is one of the more competitive races in the sequence.
That's why I picked it. When I got the PPs, I looked and I said, even Dan would have a shot on those 5-horse fields. We're going to have to expand. And that's why I decided it's pick 4 day. It is a good race. Saranac is good.
Really good race. Wide open. Bricks and mortar for Chad Brown's the 8-5 morning line favorite. I think I would use Steve Christ's ticket maker application for this pick 4 sequence, where I would want most of my weight in the Saranac on 2 horses. One, of course, being Bricks and Mortar, undefeated 4-for-4 and a deserving favorite. And the other one, kind of an under-the-radar horse, the number 1 Mr. Haverkamp, who's beaten nothing at Woodbine, but he beat nothing the way you're supposed to beat nothing, with authority. Last time out he won, it was like breaking sticks. He's going to be tested here. His trainer, Catherine Day Phillips, has only run 1 horse at Saratoga. That was a dozen years ago in the Saranac. She won it. She thinks a lot of Mr. Haverkamp. He'll be a price. My sort of A plays, the ones I want, again, the most weight on, would be the 1 Mr. Haverkamp, the 4 Bricks and Mortar. My backups would be the 2 Yoshida, a horse that's been a little bit more sizzled and steak for Bill Mott, but I think he retains his potential, and the number 9 Rocketry for Jimmy Jerkins, who won last time out impressively, but at a longer distance.
So you're going with 4 in the Saranac.
4 in the Saranac.
Okay, I'm just trying to get the multiples ready. Now, the Spinaway, the race we always look forward to every year at Saratoga, to find out which fillies are going to be great, has a field of 5.
Field of 5, but 2 pretty good ones from 2 pretty good barns. The 1 Separation of Powers for Chad Brown, the 4 Pure Silver, undefeated 3 for 3 New York bred for Todd Pletcher. These are the 2 most likely horses, if you believe they won't duel each other into defeat as they try 7 furlongs for the first time. Again, using Chris' ticket maker application, I would use most of my weight with the 1 Separation of Powers. I think she showed star potential in that debut. She just dominated that field. My B would be Pure Silver. I'm not going to get too cute in this race. I would go from a caveman standpoint, 2 deep, 1A, Separation of Powers, 1B, Pure Silver.
Okay. What you do notice about these races is Chad Brown and Todd Pletcher want that training title.
They absolutely want that training title. They've been jamming horses in the last week, and it might come down to Labor Day Monday, that's for sure, where Todd, of course, has 2 in the hopeful. I mean, maybe it'll even come down to that race.
You never know. They first of all, they have the best horses. That's obvious.
No doubt.
And they have the most horses. That's the second most obvious. And they really want that title.
And Todd's got 40% of the field in the Woodward. And both of these horses have credentials. Rally Cry just popped a 110 Beyer speed figure over the course and distance. Neolithic came back at a distance a little bit shorter than what he wants. He won at 7, probably a nice prep race, and he did some good work before going over to Dubai. And he ran just fine in Dubai, just against better horses. But even with Todd's 40%, listen, I'm singling Gun Runner. If he runs his Whitney, he's going to win.
Well, if he doesn't win, you'll hear a lot of guns going off in the grandstand. He really looks like a cinch. But you never know. It's still Saratoga.
It's still Saratoga. I guess there's a possibility that one of Todd's could go after him. Maybe Rally Cry tries to push Gun Runner early, setting it up for Neolithic. But Gun Runner, many folks believe he's usurped Arrogate as the best horse in the country. A win in the Woodward would perhaps solidify that position. The Glens Falls is the anchor leg of this pick 4. I really like Shig McGahee's horse, the number 4 War Flag in here. Coming out of the Matchmaker, a race where she had to take the long way around. The winner, Wakila, trained by who else? Chad Brown, rode the inside, and I think if you switch trips, War Flag probably wins that race. I would use her as my sole A, but I would use 3 horses as backups. The 3 Somersault for Mark Henning, who just seems to get tough trip after tough trip after tough trip and needs to get outside. She's been buried on the rail in her last 3 races. The 7 Sarandi, a horse that's going to appreciate this distance and might have been in a little bit tougher in the Beverly D. And Harmonize, who's, I guess Bill Mott's experimenting here. He has to be frustrated that Harmonize has lost her last 6 starts. But she's got all the form lines going against Lady Eli, Antono, and the like. She fits well here from a class standpoint. So again, using Chris' ticket maker, 1A, the 4 War Flag, 3 Bs, the 3, 7, and 8. If you want to just caveman it, it would be 4 by 2 by 1 by 4, $32 for a buck, 16 for 50 cents.
50 cents is definitely the bet if you're betting on your selections.
Some might say 0 is the bet if you're betting my selections.
Good news for people is we've hidden this the whole summer by making it so what do you need to get this at home? 3 telephones?
3 telephones, YouTube, video.drf.com. Very popular segment this summer, Harvey.
Okay.
People aren't watching this to watch me. They're watching this to watch you.
Isn't
or hear
there a picture
you.
Of me?
A picture of you and to hear you, yes.
Okay, I'm very glad to hear that. I hope we can do it again next year. And remember, we gave you the 4 because the 2 5s are too easy, and whatever you lose, if you're still listening to him, after 6 years of losers, God help you. And it's a pleasure to be with you this summer, and I hope, believe me, I do hope to be with you next summer.
Harvey, thanks again for a great summer at Pack at the Track, and we will see you next summer.
Thank you.